Hi, how are you guys today?
Good. How are you
Good,
doing?
thanks. How are you?
Thanks. Do we get one question period or one per person?
One per person for now, and then we'll see if we've got time.
Okay. Zoe, you do a lot of swimming in the first two episodes that I saw. What was the weather like in Prague when you were doing that, and was it cold?
The swimming that I did in episode, I did a bit in episode 3, and that was actually in the studio. So thank goodness it was warm. They heated the pool. They really endeavored to take good care of us. So I was okay. I was okay.
Oh, good. Good. And had either of you done any sword fighting or any physical stuff before this show?
I've done stunts before on jobs, but nothing to this level. I think, with horse riding and sword fighting, and it was a completely different beast on this one. We had a month of prep to do some horse riding, sessions with our movement coach, and stunts. So no, for me personally, nothing on this level.
Same with me. I also had a little bit of stunt experience, particularly with a TV show called Power Rangers. So stunts was kind of a given, but on this level is like nothing I've ever done before. Yeah, we had an intensive boot camp to get us up to speed. And even still, we're still training with the amazing stunt team. So yeah, we all had a lot to learn.
Yes, yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Natasha from JVS Media.
Hi, ladies. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I was in the first episode, Egwene is getting, initiated into the women's circle. So I was wondering if there was any traditions within your family to say, hey, I'm a woman now, or any kind of conversations that you've had with your moms or even women in your family that are similar to what, the women's circle did in the episode.
Yeah, thank you. That's such a wonderful question. I'm Aboriginal, so I'm a First Nations person of Australia, and there definitely is initiation ceremonies that both men and women do to welcome women or men that are of age in a community. So that was very special, seeing that this was part of a tradition and culture in the Two Rivers. Absolutely, I definitely have grown up in a very matriarchal family. So, there's always been conversations about when you're coming of age, and also, I really look up to the women in my family. They're all such pillars of strength. And that's something that we see in this show as well. So, I feel like my life and my heritage was a wonderful preparation for what I would find in this series.
That was for Zoe too.
Oh, sorry. Similar to me, I have some incredible women in my family. I do remember some very deep and meaningful and raw and honest conversations I had with my mum as a teenager that, got me up to speed with real life and what to expect. But I can't say anything similar to pushing someone off a cliff like Naomi does to Egwene. So yeah, my conversations were a little bit more tame.
Using words, I guess, more than force. Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul from AM/FM magazine.
Yes. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good,
Great, thank you. How are you?
Hey, we are so happy to have you on for this for the show. And of course, you make it look like the most fun job in the world. And sometimes it can be. But some of these things look like they were kind of difficult to do. I'm curious to know, what kind of headspace do you have to put yourself in? Or is there something you have to tell yourself to sort of keep on the right path and keep in the right mindset to, to do everything that you do?
Yeah, I think it's really important to know. I mean, for me, my process, I like to know where my character has just been and also where she's going. So that's really helpful to stay present in the moment. I think we've all had a lot of experiences of really traumatic scenes emotionally and physically, and it becomes very draining. So learning how to prepare yourself before then and being kind to yourself and resting and loving on yourself is really important. But I think a lot of us just immerse ourselves completely. I don't know if that's the best way to do it in terms of looking after ourselves, but I mean, I look around at the work that everyone's putting in, and everyone just gives their absolute all to some very hard requirements. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's something that you said there, which was, you know, just completely immersing ourselves. You know, I think it is an art form of trying to getting in that character's headspace and just completely staying there in the scene, which can be difficult. But when you have a group of actors that you trust, writers, directors that you can trust to care for you and your craft, you feel safe enough to kind of push those boundaries, whether that's physically or emotionally. But you know, it's been amazing to lose ourselves with these characters and just what they go through.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tony from Sci-Fi Talk Podcast, please.
Hi, ladies. Great to talk to you. For both of you, what's the relationship like from each of your perspectives from Ninue and also Egwene on the series? We can start with Zoe.
what's my relationship like?
Yeah, what is your characters' relationships with each other?
Right. Yeah, Nynaeve and Egwene's relationship is really special. It's definitely like a sisterly bond, but it's much more than that. It's I don't know, I think we haven't seen a relationship like this on screen. I think it's a really beautiful relationship to explore, this purely platonic sisterly love. I mean, for Nynaeve, she will do absolutely anything for Egwene. She thinks the world of her. She sees, you know, her potential and just wants nothing but the best for Egwene. And I think that's a really beautiful thing that our show is doing, is really highlighting how important these real and truthful relationships are, especially when they want each other to succeed and do well. I think it's nice to celebrate those types of relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Egwene really looks up to Nynaeve as a mentor and as like a big sister, and they really support each other and champion each other. And I think, like Zoe said, you know, wanting the other to succeed and do well and is what gets them through. You know, a lot of the time they survive to make sure the other one lives, you know, which is really wonderful. They'll do anything for each other, and it's such a wonderful bond. Yeah, like Zoe said, that I think, you know, sometimes particularly in this genre that we might not necessarily see.
Thank you, ladies. You both are killing it. I'm really enjoying performances.
Oh,
Thank you
very
so much. Thank you.
And Matthew from The Escapist.
Hi, thanks for being here today and answering the questions. For you, what's your favorite part about of this world that the Wheel of Time takes place in? What stands out to you about it, and makes you excited about the show and being in it?
I think for me, the level of specificity and detail Robert has obviously put into the world, but in particular the characters. I mean, for me, it hasn't been much of a struggle to try and access Nynaeve, because there's so much on the page already. There's so much to work with. There's obviously so many resources. There's 14 books, as we all know. So it's you know, whenever, if in doubt, we can search for anything that we're not sure of. But Rafe has also been an incredible expert and help with us. So yeah, definitely the characters. I've never played a character so fleshed out and just real. I think what makes them so beautiful is that they're so relatable. They're real humans with complexities and flaws, and they're not the greatest at times, and you question a lot of their motives and their actions, but yeah, I think that's what makes them so great.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just, you know, real people in a very fantastical, epic world. And I think that's what makes them such lovable characters, is that we can all find a bit of them in ourselves and relate to them. And, you know, exactly like Zoe said, the detail that Robert Jordan has given us with his work is, you know, I remember the first day we walked onto the set of The Two Rivers, and it was exactly how I pictured it from reading the books. So, you know, I think reading this story and then seeing it come to life and seeing other, you know, artists' interpretations and their collaborations on the characters or the worlds has been amazing to just see and be immersed in it.
And finally, Eric from
You interviewed.
You Interview. There you go. Thank you.
So congratulations to both of you on the series. You've gotten to live with these characters now for a while. What's one thing that you hope that the audience takes away about your character that maybe they don't see quite on the screen?
I think
That's a great question.
yeah, yeah, thank you. I think with Egwene, I've certainly grown with her. She has this sort of sense of self and determination, and she knows her self-worth, which I've definitely learned a lot about from her, from playing her. You know, I really hope that audiences can also picture themselves in this world and also relate to our heroes and what they go through.
Yeah, and for Nynaeve, I hope people can understand her motivations and why she acts the way she does is often because of her deep, intense love for the people that she's with. She will do anything for the Two Rivers kids in particular. And oftentimes I think, you know, book readers question whether they are aligned with what Nynaeve does and how she thinks and her as a character, but I personally get her and love her. So yeah, I'd love for people to understand all the complexities and the nuances that our characters have underneath.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. So we'll just start to move you out now.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.